Hi guys, it's Cloudkeeper here, and today we're at Stoneham Farm. Stoneham Farm has been around for about 8 years now. It's my farm, and I've got a group of helpers here with me that, basically they help me with the day-to-day tasks around here on the farm. Because as you can see, it's a pretty big farm. It's roughly 12 feet by 30 feet, and we've got quite a bit of crops. It's a cooperative farm, and we deal primarily with homeless and displaced gnomes. They help us with the daily day-to-day tasks, and we provide them with food and shelter. It's a win-win situation for everyone. So let me introduce you to our cast. We've got Eileen and we've got Neil. They're both bilateral amputees, and they're keepers at the gate. They were involved in a tree felling accident a few years ago, and they've been great employees here. Down here, this is Jerome. Jerome is our oldest gnome. He's been with us for about 8 years now. Looks like he had a rough night. It was Saturday night last night, so we'll let him go for now. This is Bill, and Bill over here, you can see the SF, that's for Stoneham Farms. He's busy. He's got some tasks going on right now. Looks like he's going to gather up some baskets of beans. Let's take a walk through. Yeah, different plants. We've got some peppers there. We've got eggplant. So it's pretty busy here at Stoneham Farm. This gnome down here, this is Sam. I'm not going to bother Sam. Looks like he's on his 20-minute coffee break right now. And down here in the corner, down by the strawberry patch, we've got Tyrone the gnome right here. Tyrone came to us with a serious head injury, and he's basically been rebuilt from the brow area up, and he's doing pretty good here at Stoneham Farm. One of our best employees now. And this is Henrietta, right? Henrietta's under here, and she's in charge of all of our. She prides herself in the annual flowers, so she's doing a pretty good job of that this year. Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing an Extreme Gnome Makeover. This is Sanchez and Joe, the donkey, and I've got them in my slop sink. Right now what I'm going to do is give them a complete degreasing. Sanchez and Joe are getting a really good cleaning. They've gone through the degreasing process twice now. Alright guys, I'm going to go over all the material that I used to accomplish this Extreme Gnome Makeover. I've got this ZEP, it's an industrial degreaser. It's a concentrate. I dilute it with water. So I use this to basically to clean everything off. Let it dry before I prime and paint. These are my acrylic paints right here. Right, you can see it's by Craft Smart acrylic paint, and I've got them in a multitude of colors. This is just one case of them here. I have a couple of them. Alright, another thing that we use is detail paintbrushes. This is a 25-piece set. Different width bristles. You can get them round, you can get them flat, you can get them coarse, you can get them fine. All different types of brushes here for your different types of detail painting that you're going to do. This is Rust-Oleum. This is a crystal clear enamel. Rust-Oleum, paint with primer. And we also used simple set, pre-mixed thin set mortar to fill in the cracks on our gnome. So what we'll do now is we'll leave him out in the sun to dry for half an hour or so. Alright guys, what I'm going to do with Sanchez here is I'm going to give him a base coat of white, and I think I'm going to give Joe a base coat of gray. I'm going to give him more of a grayish hair color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray them. I've got some Rust-Oleum paint and primer. I'm going to spray these guys, give them a good base coat, and then I can do the detailed painting with a brush. Extreme Makeover for Sanchez. Alright, so we've got our base coat of white on, and now I'm going to put some gray on for the larger areas, and you know, there'll be a little bit of overspray, but we'll touch up everything with the brush. This color, by the way, it's a Rust-Oleum color. It's Dominic Gray. So we've got our base colors down, and I'm looking at a few cracks. It's along, you can see along the hat here, there's a crack. Down here by the guitar, there's a few little spots around here. This is going to be outside. It's going to be exposed to the weather, and it's you know, it's a cold. We have cold northern winters, and I don't want any water getting trapped inside here and spalling off a piece of the statue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these gaps. I'm going to find out what type of material this is, and you know, and I'm going to fill it up before I go any further with this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some simple set. It's a pre-mixed thin set mortar, and you can see I've got a little bit out here right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it up good and fill in the cracks. And then what I'll do is I'll smooth it out with a brush. You know, I got a couple brushes here, got a toothbrush, and that'll fill in the cracks. What I found is using a brush, yeah, it's a medium, you know, stiffness on the bristle, and what I'm able to do is force that into the crack. You know, because some of these crevices are in kind of deep, and fill it up, fill the crack up good. Keep the donkey hydrated. Here, donkey, drink. Yeah, you want to fill it in as best you can. You know, you don't want to just gloss over it. I'm trying to pack it as much as I can. Now, rinse the brush, and I'll try to take away these granular pieces. As best I can. And we'll paint over that, and you'll never know there was a crack there. Okay, so the restoration of all the cracks is done. Again, I used a thin set mortar that'll harden up in a couple hours, and what I'll end up doing is I'm going to paint it, and it'll be clear coated, and this will last for years outside. I'm really pleased with how the cracks filled, and using the brush was probably the best way to do it. Again, you know, you can, after you pack it, you know, rinse off your brush in some clean water, dab it on a paper towel to dry it off, and then wipe off any excess residue. Worked out really well. Only took about a half an hour. Okay, so all the cracks have been filled on the statue, and I put another base coat of white and gray on to cover that up. And now we're going to let this dry, and we'll be ready to do some detail painting. Alright, so we're getting ready to paint up the statue, and you can see I've got some acrylic. I've got multiple colors here of acrylic paint, and I think what we're going to do is start from the top and work our way down. Originally the hair color was black, and he was looking a hell of a lot like Elvis. So I think what I'm going to do is change the hair color up. Actually going to change everything up on this guy.
The next morning.
Okay, we're getting closer. Alright, so as you can see, our statue is done. All the detailed painting is done. Try to match, you know, I found, actually when I was cleaning this, I looked underneath, there was a maker's mark on it, and I looked it up. I believe it was made in 1960. I'm not 100% sure on that, but the it's a composite, and it's very, very old. So it's been given a new lease on life, right? SF, that's Stoneham Farms. This is going out into my garden with my group of gnomes, and I'm sure it'll be very happy out there. So the painting is done. Again, this was the acrylic paint that's on there right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear coat it with a gloss, and give it a couple coats of that, and then it will last for years. Okay guys, so the painting is done. Clear coat is on. We got 2 coats of this crystal clear enamel, Rust-Oleum, and that's going to protect it for a couple of years to come. So very happy with it. Turned out well, and Sanchez and Joe is ready to join the rest of the gnomes out in the garden. So Sanchez and Joe, they're at the gate. They're anxiously awaiting their new assignment at Stoneham Farm. You can see Bill and Jerome off in the distance there waiting for them. So typically here at Stoneham Farms, I'm dealing with gnomes. Technically, as you can see, Joe and Sanchez, they're a statue. I will make exceptions here and there for statues to join the cast here at Stoneham Farms, a cast of gnomes. So welcome, Sanchez and Joe. And that ends this episode of Extreme Gnome Makeover.